welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, Mississippi. Good morning, Tennessee. Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. I am your host, DJ Kitty. Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I am here with my co-host, Miss Morningstar. Good morning, sister.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you?
Welcome. I'm good.
That's good. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Another day above ground.
It's
But I'm
hump day, y'all.
Yes, it is. Oh, hump day. Halfway there, y'all. Halfway there. And it has already been a week. I just wanted to say good morning to everybody. I hope everybody has something good to drink, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a cup of water. And come on in. We've got a great show for you guys this morning. What we're going to talk about today will be mental health and relationships. That's something we all need to talk about. I'm quite sure. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. And then we're also going to hear from our brother Reggie on self-awareness. I'm quite sure he has plenty to make us aware of and help us get through it all. So come on in and have a seat, turn up the volume, and let's get right into it. Our first order of action is our affirmations, our morning affirmations from our affirmation queen, Mrs. Morningstar. Go right ahead.
She's your queen to be. All right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is feeling great and refreshed. So, since today we're going to be focusing on relationships and far as the mental health aspect, I wanted to start it off with a quote from singer Lizzo. Have y'all seen her lately? Lizzo looks great.
She does. She
amazing. Has really been taking care of herself, self-care and her health, and she looks amazing. As she was always amazing looking, but she is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's fierce.
She looks really great. So let's start. This is a quote from her. I don't think that loving yourself is a choice. I think it's a decision that has to be made for survival. So in today's application, today's world, self-love can quite be a difficult task sometimes. But this quote reminds us that it is a priority. In order for us to survive, we need to practice self-care and treat our minds and our bodies with kindness.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
With kindness.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's all you have is your mind and your body. So be kind to yourself. If you can't be kind to yourself, how can you be kind to anyone else?
Absolutely.
Love yourself. And Lizzo is a fine example. It's really easy to say, oh, I love myself, but you got to put some action behind that. And drinking your water and exercising daily is showing your body, hey, I want to stick around. Let me do the things that I need to do in order to stick around. So with that being said, let's get into it. Drink some water. Everybody go ahead and take you a good sip. And
go ahead and get my sip in real
quick. There's nothing wrong with that. That comes from God. I honestly, because you can't live without it. So, you got to get your water intake and don't just let that be your only time. You got to drink water all day long. Yeah. I know they say at least I try to do at least 64 ounces. It's a lot of water. It's a lot of runs to the ladies' room, but it's worth it. It's worth it as long as
I
my
gotta practice it, and it
yeah,
takes practice
it
getting
does.
that routine water. I used to have it down packed, but now I've been slipping, but I've been getting better. I've been getting
Well,
better.
I find if you get a really cute cup, maybe
Okay.
something that's bedazzled, a really
Mm-hmm.
cute cup, put your water in there, and when it gets low, just keep filling it up. And before you know it, you've got all of the water intake that you need for the day. You'll know by how many trips you go to the ladies' room because or the men's room, because
Yeah.
trust me, you will be going on the regular, and that is a great thing. You
Yes.
need our water. It's a gift from God,
Yes.
plain
Yes.
and
Yes.
simple. It is going to be sunny and beautiful today, with a high of 78, a low of 57, 13-mile winds. I love a beautiful day. I love the springtime. Although my allergies go haywire, I still love the springtime because everything's in blossom and everything is in bloom, and it reminds you of the rebirth, and
Mm-hmm.
it just makes you really think about, that life is still evolving no matter what you're going through, what aches and pains you may have, or what heartache you may go through. Watching your plants grow, watching your kittens and puppies, it's that season of rebirth. So I
Yeah.
love the spring. Absolutely love it. Now the summer, that's a whole nother story, but we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna cross the summer when we
I
get.
like them both. I like them
You
both.
like the summertime?
I do,
I
because
did until
I've
Houston.
lived in the winter time for so long of
Yeah.
my life. Because where I'm from, northeastern Ohio, most of the year is more cold than it is warm. So growing up, we only got like a month and a half of summer
Really?
before
Oh,
it started getting cold again. We'd be trying to get it in maybe 2 months, maybe 2 months, but that's it. Then it start cooling off again, and yes, we got
yeah.
all seasons, but which was beautiful. Autumn is always pretty.
Yes, I love it, love it.
Yeah.
Growing up I grew up, you know, in northern states as well, but down here in Texas, it starts getting hot in April, and it keeps getting hot until what, Halloween. Halloween we may get some cool air, and it's
Here,
hot. Yeah, in Houston. And
Houston is hot.
you
Houston
yeah
is
you
hot.
in August you definitely step into hell when you are in Houston. It is a walk around the sun.
It is.
Okay. So enjoy this beautiful weather, Mississippi, Tennessee. You guys enjoy it. I'm in Texas and it's going to be pretty here too. And for those that are in those northern states, I'm hoping that you guys get some pretty weather as well. I haven't heard anything, but any disturbances, so you guys may be in for a treat. Fingers crossed, fingers
All
crossed.
right.
So, current events. There's always just so much to talk about.
I feel like we need a current event song. Do 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 do. It's like a goofy song, because it's always some
Whew.
goofy stuff happening in these United States. It's
Yeah.
just always some goofy stuff.
Let's start with the goofiest that I've heard thus far, that boycotting Tesla is illegal. If y'all don't stop it,
Do 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 do.
exactly, sis. We can boycott whatever we want. I mean, sir, ma'am, sir, we can boycott whatever we want. It's bad enough you have decided to tell these children to go in and fire a bunch of federal employees. Now you're trying to tell people how to spend their money. Oh, Lord. It's
You
just
know, the I always use a word, and it's a made up word, audience. It's buffoonery, okay? It's
buffoon.
so foolish to even say that out of your mouth, grown person, that we can't boycott when it's our money and we can choose to spend it wherever we want.
He said boycotting is
It's
illegal.
illegal.
Well, I guess I'm going to be breaking the law then, because I refuse to buy anything that I don't want to. You can't make me do nothing. You can't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Only thing that I am required to do as a United States citizen is pay taxes and eventually push up daisies. That's the only thing I'm required to
And
do.
sure,
And
the taxes is questionable
the
now.
taxes is real questionable, considering taxes are going into somebody's pockets who wasn't born in the United States. I thought it was America first. Are we past that now? It's no longer America first. Somebody tell me, because I don't know.
Hey, clueless these days. I'm clueless.
Clueless.
I'm
I,
clueless these days.
it's weird. It's
And
giving
then
odd.
we have you bringing car dealerships to the White House. I mean, what's going on? So there was a commercial done, apparent allegedly. No, it was no allegedly. It was a commercial done, and the president decided he's gonna support his homeboy, his homie, his friend, homie, lover, friend, I don't know, and he wants to support him, and because he had such a decline in Tesla sales, and his stock has dropped so much. What did you tell me earlier, Kitty? 149
Well,
billion.
total, Elon has lost $149 billion since
Billion.
January 20th. But
And
Tesla alone is down 127 billion. That's a B, billion with a B.
billion, guys. You hear that? Billion. So
Oh
he
gosh.
decided he wanted to do he wants to support him and buy him a Tesla. Here's the deal. We have people here in these United States going through the hardest time of their lives, losing their jobs abruptly. Now trying to figure out, how am I going to pay my mortgage? How I'm going to make my car note? How I'm going to get my kid's tuition paid who's graduating? How am I going to survive the next few months
Four.
or whatever until I find a new job? What are we going to do? You have families making decisions in their home, what they have to sell, what they have to give up. And here you are gloating and over here highlighting and making a commercial of a billionaire who lost little chump change to him because he's the richest man in the world. You make a whole spectacle commercial because you want to buy and want to support him. What about the United States? What about your United States citizens who you attacked
Fired.
attacked with tariffs,
Mhm.
and the consumers who's having to pay more for food, for gas, groceries? I
It's not
mean,
important.
make it
I
make
thought it
sense.
was America first. I thought
Make
it
it
was America first. It's no longer America first. It's Elon first, because that's what it sounds like to me. Then on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, hey folks, hey family
Hey, chat.
uh in the YouTube world, I see you down there. Somebody tell me if I'm right or wrong, but isn't it illegal for a sitting president to make commercials about a private business? Isn't that illegal? If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, chat, y'all let us know because I don't claim to know everything.
I
So
don't
if
claim to
anybody in
know.
the chat, can type a comment and let us know, is he breaking some type of a code, some
I
code of
thought
conduct, some
I
penal
thought you
codes?
couldn't.
What is he doing? Because
I thought
he had crime,
you
crime, crime. So
I didn't think that you could promote a business if you were the president of the United States, a private entity. Yes, self-interest. I thought something to that
yeah.
nature. Yeah.
And did y'all think like how's he paying for the Tesla? Taxpayer money? I mean, what's going on?
What is going on?
What's
I
going
mean,
on?
I'm gonna tell you what isn't. illegal. It is not illegal to boycott whatever you want to boycott, but it is illegal as the president of the United States to do commercials and get empowered and get monetary gain off of a private entity, just like it is illegal to get gains from a foreign country. Look, we know that if you hire, elect a clown, you will get a circus, just like if you hire, elect a criminal, you're going to get crime. And everything that he has done since January 20th has just amounts to a bunch of crimes, and I'm hearing impeach, impeach, impeach. I need some actions. Democrats, if you're out there listening, Jasmine Crockett, Jamie Raskins, you guys, if you're listening, we need some actions. We need you to go ahead and step up and make it shake the tree. Let's go, because
Activate, y'all.
there is it's ridiculous, and it's at the expense of the average American person, our veterans, federal workers, people who have paid into Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, children, food. What else?
Yeah.
It's everything across the board that he can put his grubby hands on, that he is trying to take, steal, and destroy. Sounds like a DNA issue to me. What else? We talked about them. I also heard that a Fox reporter, Fox, has called out Speaker Johnson for blaming the Democrats on the shutdown. And Jasmine Crockett, our sister Jasmine, called him out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blame us. You can't blame the Democrats. You know why? The Democrats don't hold the power. This is all under Republicans. But there are elections coming up April 1st, April Fool's Day in Florida. You have 2 elections. Do the right thing, Florida. For once, do the right thing. Elect Democrats. I don't care who it is, as long as they're a Democrat and they're willing to vote with the Democrats to reverse some of the crazy that we're dealing with. And then also in New York. So I pray that citizens will get out there and exercise their rights to vote. I'm hoping and praying that they put up safeguards so that Starlink or Elon or whatever doesn't interfere, but we see who's in charge, so who knows.
This is not about changing parties. This is about just voting in the best interest of for yourself and your family. This is about voting in the best interest of who is going to do the right thing for you and yours. And that's what it should be about anyhow. I don't understand
Always.
This turf war that they continue to have, this turf war where it's like, the red against the blue. Come on now. This stuff has went way beyond where it should have went. It's way beyond. So definitely they got to get it together. We need Florida. We need New York to come through. It's only about 2-3 seats we need to flip. Okay.
I think it's 3. We need somebody in the chat, powerful
somebody
black woman,
confirm it,
or
correct us if we wrong.
how many, or I said what I said. Somebody confirm how many seats we need in order to take the lead. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 4. But if we can get as close as possible, and then there are a couple, I hope, a couple of Republicans that may stand up, but I don't know. They act like they're scared. They're scared of Elon for whatever reason.
It actually is, but this man has been breaking so many laws. Okay, Summer Neal put her comment up.
Yes, it's so many laws, and it's every single day that we are hit and faced with something that all you can do is really just sit back and say somebody's going to have to step up. I know Al Green did step up, and they decided to censor him, and those 10 Democrats that decided to vote along with the Republicans to censor Al Green, shame on you. I hope you're voted out. Period. I hope you're voted out.
Yes. I do
Yeah,
too.
because it was ridiculous that you would vote to censor a man who's telling the truth and stick with the man who is detrimental to every American citizen, male, female, whatever nationality. He is a danger and a threat to this country, and we
Yeah.
all know it. And it's sad that, mainstream media chooses not to actually report the truth. And I get it. They're all the owners of mainstream media seems like they've got their hands in the pockets with on the wrong side. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Sis, I
Okay.
know you've got a couple more things that you want to bring up, but we need
Yeah.
to go ahead and go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 The Change. We will be right back.
Hello, my name is Diva Carter, the founder and CEO of our nonprofit called Carter's Caring Hands. But first, I want to tell you a story how I started. At the age of 14, living in Detroit, Michigan, attending my Catholic church at the time, called St. Margaret Mary, I met this member there named Mrs. Brown, bless her soul. She asked if I'd like to donate with her, to give back. I said yes, realizing she was working with Meals on Wheels. So we started working together. But as I gave my first meal to the senior citizen, I seen the joy and the smile on her face that she was very appreciative to receive her food. As years went on and time go by, I continued to give back. But this particular year, I met this man online called Marshall. He lived here in Kalamazoo while I resigned in Detroit. I continued to give back. Came to find out that he was doing the same thing in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and in Grand Rapids. As we got married in 2013, we collaborated our thoughts together and decided to do a nonprofit, and that's where I got the name from, my married name, Carter's Caring Hands, in 2023. So yes, I'm still giving back at the age of 60, and what joy it brings to my spirit and my heart, because I know it is my calling. I know the struggle. I've been there, and I know how hard it can be. But as we go on, my husband and I, we give out of our own pockets. But right now we are asking you guys if you can go ahead and donate to our cause at www.carterscaringhands.com and give back whatever you can, because every penny counts and every dollar falls and every dollar stretches to serve those in need that's struggling to keep food on their tables. So that is my story, how it all started. And I hope to hear from you soon. God bless.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morning Star Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at ourplugs.com. Can't wait to see you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Middleton, life and executive leadership coach and owner of Radiate Coaching and Development, where we provide transformational strength-based coaching and mentorship. My goal specifically is to support you in identifying your mission, your vision, and your values that help you take your power back as you are building your career. Whether it's within or outside of the corporate world, my goal is to really empower you in making decisions that work well for you. So if you want to reach out to me, by all means, you can email me at radiate@midspiration.com or check out my website at radiatecoaching.com.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC takes custom to a whole new level. You are guaranteed to find a gift for that special someone, or even a customized gift for yourself. So head on over to my Etsy shop, Sparkle Kicks LLC, and start your personalized order today. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Have a great day.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm your host this morning, DJ Kitty Cat, and I'm here with my co-host, Mrs. Morningstar. Today we are speaking on mental health and relationships, and I don't know anyone who doesn't need assistance, no matter how long you've been in a relationship, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a friend, whether it's coworkers. We all need assistance when it comes to relationships because nobody's perfect. So we are all making mistakes. And if you think that you're perfect, you definitely need to tune in.
Yes.
This is coming from somebody who had to learn the hard way. Honey, you are not perfect. I'm speaking of myself. Let's go ahead and bring Mrs. Jack to the
Yes. Let's
stage.
bring our sister up here.
Yes. Good morning, Mrs. Jack.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey,
Doing
gorgeous. How
good.
are
Thank
you?
you.
See everybody in here looking all cute.
Look at us. Look at us looking
Refreshed. Look at the melanin. The
Melanin.
melanin.
Different levels and shades of melanin. Okay.
All
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
Hey,
Gorgeous.
chat.
Absolutely.
I see the chat over there.
Absolutely. The chat. So, good morning, sis.
Good morning.
So, I know for a fact that I always tune in, especially when it's talking about relationships. And, you know, you've got to have some sort of mental health issues to actually be in a relationship, for one. But that's just my
What?
opinion. That's just me. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I'm just joking, y'all.
Like mental, like an ailment or something?
No, not really.
To
Not
No,
really.
decide to be with one person?
it take a special type of person to be able to be in a relationship, commit a relationship, and deal with people. Because everybody brings something different to the table. So you gotta be special and unique to be able to, especially longevity of relationships.
Because
I
how
agree
many
with
years
that.
both of y'all going on?
I am going on. I just made 26 years. We've been together 31.
We've been together a little over 20 years, and we'll be celebrating our 19th wedding anniversary in August.
That's why y'all call me newlywed.
Yes. Yeah.
He does it the most.
We
She calls me
OGs,
newlywed.
baby.
I'm 3 years in. I'm trying to get where y'all are, but
You will. You
It
will.
does take work, and I'm in it for the long haul. And
Hey.
as always, I have 4 tips for everybody. With all relationships, it takes work. Everything takes work that you want to work out, right? So if you don't put the work in it, that's exactly what you're going to get. Nothing. Okay, so my first tip is probably the most important thing for any relationship is to keep your personal business personal and only speak to your spouse, a pastor, or a marriage counselor about your relationship. That's very important because y'all may be friends, right? Say I have an issue or you have an issue with your spouse and you don't tell your spouse, you go and tell your friend. Your friend already is on your side. You're only going to tell her your version from your point of view about what went down with your spouse, right? She's going to give you advice from her point of view. She didn't get the man's point of view at all. So her advice is going to be based off of that. Now you take that advice and you go home and take it to your spouse. You try to work on it and then he gets mad. Who's she mad with? She's going to be mad with y'all because that advice didn't work. Now she's not speaking to you. Everybody's mad, but you failed because you took your relationship situation outside of your marriage. You took it to someone that can't fix it. And that's important to take it to the people that can fix it. So if you take it to your spouse, which is who you should start with, and then try to, work it out, have conversations with your spouse. And if you two can't fix it, then you go to a pastor or a marriage counselor. When you take it outside of your relationship, that's when you start to add in new people, new advice, outside views. You sleep with this person. You live with this person. You know their habits. But again, you're only telling them your point of view. And then vice versa. Especially imagine your spouse tells one of his friends something he doesn't tell you, but you have the issue. and then you hear it from one of his friends. They bring up something from your household that your spouse told them, but they didn't tell you. You would feel betrayed, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Agree.
That is number one. If the only way that you can actually have a real conversation and resolve anything is talking directly to your spouse. I don't need to go and talk. We talk every day,
Yeah.
but we don't talk about our personal relationships with our
Right.
spouses, because that's between me and my husband.
We
That's
know you
between
have
me.
a husband.
Yeah.
I know Miss Morningstar has a husband. Y'all know I have a husband. But
Yeah.
what happens with me and my husband in this house is between me and my
between
husband in
us.
this house. I
You
don't
would-
even
you would
call
never
y'all
know.
to tell y'all that's right. Right. Jokes and stuff, funny things. Oh, we went to the
Yeah.
movies, we went to
Yeah.
dinner. That's platonic stuff. You can do that type of stuff. You can tell that to your friends, but you have to, explain to your friends when you get into a marriage. This is not the same thing as a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship as well. A marriage is a whole other freaking form of relationship and commitment that you have to form and build. You say vows to your spouse, not to your friend, not to his friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the same. So it shouldn't be a readily like, something's going on in the bedroom with my husband. That should never leave your mouth to your friend.
And it's a level of respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime you get married, you are giving yourself to your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And if
That's correct.
the biggest way to disrespect your spouse is to go and talk about your spouse outside of your household. If you got an issue, me talking to my girlfriends about my issue, my mama about my issue, anybody about my issue with my spouse is straight disrespect to my husband. Now, it took me years to, figure that out, because nobody's perfect. And when you get married initially, when you first get married, you're learning, especially if you've never been married before. So you have to learn.
It's all a learning.
Yeah.
Right. It's definitely a learning phase. And it's especially if you are doing things and having conversations and your spouse doesn't even know what you upset about, but somebody else knows before him or her know. It is a sign of disrespect. It definitely
And it's not fair. It's not fair for me to go and complain to Mrs. Morningstar about my husband and expect my husband to correct whatever behavior I'm complaining about. How will he know? Would I be okay with Mrs. Morningstar calling my husband saying, "Hey, DJ Kitty just called me and told me XYZ"? That's crazy. So
now you have an argument started.
Oh,
now
girl,
you have just started.
That ain't an argument. That's a
meltdown, because you have to think of it from your husband's point of view. It's like, time out. Why are you talking? Because that's going to be the first question that my husband would ask me. Why are you telling everybody about our personal in-home business, and why are y'all discussing it without me?
Mm-hmm.
They called me and asked me.
the nerve.
From your friend, you want to be helpful. I'm just trying to help no, you just helped your friend get into some stuff, and the argument has now ensued.
Yeah. And you're right. Summer just made a comment. She said the worst.
I'm gonna put it up there.
Parent or a family member, because think about it like this:
the bias.
Me and my spouse get into it, okay?
Exactly.
I'm gonna run and go tell my brothers or go tell my mom or my dad, and we make up. Now my brothers are still mad.
They still mad.
That's your spouse.
They didn't get the makeup part. They didn't see the part where, and that's why I said when you're telling your friend what's going on, you're telling her your point of view. When you tell your family, you're telling your family and friends your point of view. So they on your team. They on team you, right? So you have made them mad with this individual. You have fixed it behind the scenes. You didn't tell them that. Now they looking at this individual like we still mad at you for what she told us you did. That's another reason to keep it personal, because nobody should know the issues that you guys are trying to resolve, because they can't fix it. And that's probably the main reason, because they can't fix it. They can only give that unsolicited advice that you may or may not want and can't do nothing with.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So keep the personal business personal. Powerful Black woman said, just say none you. That's a good way.
Okay.
If somebody asks about your personal business, just say none your business. Now you getting into my marriage. That's personal.
And honestly, they shouldn't be asking if
No.
they know better, unless you just that nosy. Then you have to correct that. You have to correct people like that.
Some people are. And that's
Yeah.
what you do. You correct them and put it into it
And move
before it
on.
even starts.
Yeah.
Because if you let them keep going, they're going to keep asking more questions because people are just generally naturally nosy. And they just want to know. And some want to know to go tell other people. And now you got other people in your relationship. That's why I tell people don't put it on Facebook. We don't want to see you arguing with your
Oh
spouse
my
on
goodness.
Facebook.
On
And then
social
the next week,
media. That
y'all
is
back together.
horrible.
That's
And
the
we in
worst.
y'all business, and you trying to figure out how we in the business because you put us, that's just the worst place to take your relationship issues is to social media. Somebody
Yeah.
said the power. Okay. All right. So number 2, be that person's peace. Find quiet time alone, away from others, to talk about their life and what may be bothering you. Sometimes when your spouse gets home or your partner gets home, or you get home, you have issues. It's not always perfect to sit and talk around the kids. You have family, you have your daily life that goes on, but you got to find some time away from that to sit down and have the conversation. You are that person's peace. You're the confidant. They're supposed to trust you with everything in them. So they're supposed to sit down and have a talk with you about, I always ask my husband in the middle of the day, how's it going? And when he gets home, how was your day? How did work go? The majority of the time he'll tell me, the building's still there. I'm here. I made it. Another day in the neighborhood is what he says. But there's some days where he says, okay, this is what happened. I turned the TV down, unmuted, and I turn around and I look at him while he's having this conversation so he could tell me and see that I'm listening to how his day went. And that means a lot for somebody in a relationship. When you know that other person needs you to make them feel better like nobody else can. Because it doesn't matter what people in the street say. Your spouse can make you feel a different level of comfort and security. So they need that when they get home. So you have to be that peace and find the time to sit down and have those conversations.
That is so true. That is so true. And that's great advice. We are so busy being on our phones and, some people taking care of the kids, some people,
Right.
fixing dinner. But when your spouse gets home or when you get home, give that person 10, 15 minutes of your time where it's just you and that person so they can feel the love that, hey, you know what? Your day may have been tough, but I'm here. I'm right here. I am that other part of you. I'm here for you. And when you need him or her, you can be there they can be there for you. So it's a two-way street, and put down the phone. That's something I've had to tell myself. When my husband, gets home and he gets home rather late most days, I put my phone down,
Right.
I don't, let me give him some undivided attention, because at the end of the day, when all this is said and done, and I'm laying in that bed, I need him right next to me, and vice versa.
Yeah, because he's that person that's laying
That
there.
person.
That's who you're supposed to have your cries to. Don't ever make your spouse feel like they cannot cry to you or tell you what's hurting them, or all the stuff that you feel like shouldn't be said in front of other people. They're supposed to be able to say those things to you. So when they're having a bad day, they just need to let it out. You're the person they're supposed to do that with.
Yeah.
Safety net. The safety net.
Exactly.
Comfort zone.
She said the kids tell your business. Kids do tell you. That's why you can't
Girl,
tell
your
children. The kids will tell your business to their auntie, their friends.
Anybody.
My mama, my daddy.
My mom and my daddy.
They will fight.
Please don't talk in front of the kids. Please don't.
Because they're going to get some of the story wrong, first of all. And then they're going to tell people that somebody
They're
going
going
to
to
repeat
tell
it.
everything.
Yeah. And you can't unhear it with a kid.
Now, I said what I said. My mom taught us what goes on in this house, stay in the house. Now, that was my mama, too. Now, but my mother put the fear of God in me. So I was like, I better not say nothing.
I don't know. I
True
don't
words.
ask. First of all, please don't ask me anything about my parents, because I'm gonna have to tell them, and then my mama ain't gonna say nothing, but my daddy gonna say something. You ain't gonna want to hear him.
It's like you can't do that. Just leave. Let's just keep it to where I can still have conversations with you. Okay?
Please,
We're trying to keep it peaceful, because if you step outside of that, my husband will be like, "Don't you talk to them no more. I don't even know why you had this conversation." So, okay, all right. So number 3. This is really important to all of them are important. Some of them have a higher level of importance, and I think this one does too. It is be honest and trustworthy with each other about everything, no matter how small. In every relationship, every marriage, truth and honesty is the foundation of it. You had to trust this person and be honest with this person to get to know them well enough to fall in love with them, right? But you had to trust that they were going to treat you the same way you were treating them, or at least the way you wanted to be treated by an individual that you wanted to marry or be in a relationship with. My husband told me he trusted me 1,000%. And I was like, "Who, 1,000? Yeah." He's like, because I knew what he meant with that. You know, I ask you to do something, you're going to do it. If you tell me you're going to do something, I have a guarantee that you're going to do it. I stuck to my word. That's just how I've always been. But you have to let that person know that, hey, I can trust that if I'm having a bad day or I'm having an issue, I can't pay a bill, she can pay a bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have to trust you completely. But sometimes when I say no matter how small it is, we think we don't want to bother people, right? So sometimes we tell people like 95% of things, but it'd be that little one thing like he wouldn't care about that. And that one little thing gets brought up. And
he cared.
You think that you would care about it. Well, why didn't you tell me? It was minuscule to me, but it wasn't to him, you know? So no matter how small it is, if it's an issue, if it's something you want to discuss, even if you feel like he or she said something to you that kind of tweaked your feelings or your emotions, and they don't know why you're reacting the way you are, you got to tell them that little thing. Go ahead.
And I think about a situation where it could be a life or death situation where you're in a hospital and you're not able to speak. And you know who's next to speak for you, who knows you and knows what's comfortable for you or what's not comfortable. That should be your spouse. Like, you know, in a situation you have a surgery or anything, you know, you need to have somebody that you trust that is going to respect your wishes and going to make sure that nobody does anything to you that you know that you wouldn't allow, or
that you already told them you don't want. A lot of times when like the surgical with
exactly
knowing my spouse said I didn't want to be a vegetable. They would never want to live
right.
Like you come into the spouse because that's who you would tell that to. You don't
because your mama is gonna act on emotion. Your daddy, you know, your sibling. So you put certain people in charge, which should be your spouse if you're married.
Yeah.
If you're married, that should be the next person in line to make those final decisions on you. Exactly. And vice versa. For marriage, that's for a married couple.
For a marriage, yeah. Right. And then because you know, without being married, then you have to go with the next.
A married or you know, domestic, whatever your relationship status is with that person.
Right.
Absolutely.
So honesty, people. Honesty. Even if you are so scared and this is your first relationship where somebody is being completely honest, you got to do it. We've been in relationships where they weren't always truthful. It broke up because you were, you know, you lied a lot, and you bring that over into the next relationship. You got to cut that and still try to be as honest as you can with the new person, especially before you get married. You should 1,000% trust that person. If not, you should not get married. If you have any hesitations, any old feelings and residuals of somebody else, anything like that, you should not be getting in a committed relationship anyway.
Yeah, because it's not going to go away. It really isn't. You just need to actually be honest. Be honest with your spouse, but please be honest with yourself.
With yourself.
Please be honest with yourself.
And you know what you've been through.
Yeah.
And what you're willing to not be going through again. And that needs to be said to the person that you are getting into a new relationship with. Look, at the beginning, because nobody want to keep hearing about their ex, right? So at the beginning, when you're teaching people how to treat you, and I will have a mental health on that coming up soon, teaching people how to treat you, because some people don't know how. When you're teaching them how to treat you, you teach them, this is what happened to me, so you don't make the same mistake. I'm not making you act like the last person. I'm telling you what affected me with the last person, so you know how to treat me going forward, so we don't have these arguments and stuff.
Absolutely.
Anybody got any questions in the chat? No? Okay. Number 4.
Oh, we're number 4 now? Okay.
Yes, we are on 4. So this one comes in, like, if you got an issue, practice healthy conflict resolution by taking accountability for your actions and mistakes and finding ways to resolve them. Now, if you are the type of person that always has to be right, don't be married. If you cannot take accountability for something that you may have said or did wrong, don't be married, don't be in a relationship, because you're going to start to look like a narcissist or one of those people that can never be wrong. To mess up is human. You're going to mess up, especially if you've never been married. Even if you've been married twice, you weren't married to the same person. You got to learn a new person. So you're going to make mistakes, right? If you make a mistake and you know it's you, just say, I say my bad all the time. Like, I'll be talking and he say I get loud. Not sure my voice gets raised. Now, he'll be like, ma'am, tone and delivery. I'll be like, you know what, my bad. That fast, because I know me. I know my mouth is loud. But I'm quick to apologize, especially if I'm wrong. But you have to be able to suck it up, admit that you're wrong, or you're going to be arguing for a long time. Sometimes we just cannot let go of something. Even if we think we got a part of it is right on our end, we got to drive the point into the ground. I saw you put your finger up. Go ahead.
I just feel like sometimes people
that's what you say in the middle of the argument. I just feel like
well, first of all,
I just feel like sometimes you can't let things go if you truly, really and truly don't believe what that person is saying. So it's not that you don't trust that person, but I need you to clarify some things so that I can let it go. Maybe I need to hear the entire story from point A to point B. Don't leave anything out so that I can get a clear understanding and let it go. I've been with this person for 31 years. So I'm telling you now, I'm going to need, and my husband will sit down and tell me point A to point B, because when he gets up, he does not want to talk about it again.
Oh, so
yes, and over the years, we have learned that, because if you don't want me to keep bringing it up, you need to tell me absolutely everything.
Every part of what you're saying, so I can see where I might have gone wrong.
Even if I'm going to get mad, you still need to tell me it all. So then I'll know, and I'll be like, okay, he told me everything. It's up to me to just let it go, because he's told me everything. But if I still got questions, I'm bringing it back up, Mrs. Jack.
Well, you are. And the good part about what you said is that when your husband is done, he's finished with the conversation, he gets up. So you know to cut it. So you got to say whatever you say before that man get up. But you guys go back and forth and you say, please fully explain it to me.
Like
all the parts. Even if
you know, the brain,
I need to hear it all.
The brain is funny.
Yeah.
So sometimes you do have more questions. So you do want to know. I have found it, and it's always, like I said, it's a continuous learning process throughout time, because I don't care how long you've been with somebody, you continue to learn that person on a regular basis. It's just something new gonna pop up, even in older age. You'll be like, okay. But it's sometimes some things you just, what they say, let it go. If it's not depending on what it is.
Pick your battles.
Right.
Agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. Right.
I can admit my issue is, I be having to, I might walk away and be like, but still, I still
You
gonna
got to
say
have the
something.
last word.
I gotta have the last word, and then
It makes
what
you
you
feel
say,
secure.
and he still hear you. You be like, what? I was talking to myself. No, but I heard you. You said
But
it out loud.
you wanted me to hear it because you said it again. Like, no. Sometimes you just got to cut it and just put your lips together and just walk on out the room.
I don't know about
Say
putting
what you
lips
need to
together.
say in a
We're gonna
different
try.
room.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try.
I told you we working on things here. We ain't no perfect and ain't no P and perfect, no perfect marriage. I'm telling you, it's all work.
I agree. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll pick this back up before we bring up Reggie. But
we got Reggie
go
in the
ahead.
building.
Take a quick commercial break, and y'all remember what I said. I need to hear everything before I can just let it go. It is what it is. I said what I said. Hey, you're listening to WKRA 92.7 The Change. We will be right back after this quick commercial break.
w.saysomething.biz, and let's say something together.
Opal May Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opal May Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. And we are back. All right, ladies. We left off with me saying that I just need the complete story. And I believe I said what I said, confirmed. A lot of men leave out details, so you have to get a clear and thorough understanding from them. I said what I said is my sister, and she knows me well. You are right, sis. We are on the same page. Yes, we women are extra. We are.
I have a butt whenever you're done.
All right, go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead with your butt before we bring Reggie on up.
Yes, let's bring Reggie up.
Let's go ahead and bring Reggie up,
do
sis.
you just like to argue, though, to get your point across?
Absolutely not. No, ma'am. I don't want to argue at all. Let's just be clear. I can't stand arguing with anybody.
How long does it take for you to give up the fight?
It's not a
fight. Say your
it's
husband is stuck on his point and you are stuck on your point. What is the resolution for that?
The resolution is we are both going to agree to disagree.
Okay, that was the
leave it at that.
That was the best answer.
I mean, but we leave it at that, but don't be mad at, there's no sense in being mad at each other because life is too short,
Exactly.
When you get to a certain age, you like, hey, we can just agree to disagree, but I love you still because, hey, ain't nothing
marriage.
I'm married. I've seen you. We've been snoring in each other's face for 31 years. Okay.
Because it's gonna be times you're gonna agree to disagree and just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
And that's what I think people have to understand. There's a misconception that people think because you get married that it's going to be perfect. You found the perfect person, so you're thinking it's going to be perfect. The one thing a marriage is not going to be is perfect. It needs to be worked on consistently and throughout the marriage. So there's going to be hiccups. You're going to make mistakes because, like you said, you're still learning each other. So you're going to learn, he likes to chew loud one day or something different, but you got to agree to disagree when you have like something you just cannot get past. And it's normal. As long as it doesn't involve anything like being unfaithful, something that you just set a boundary about that they have overstepped. As long as it's none of those things, then it's normal. Ain't no need to keep harping on it when they are stuck on their point. You are stuck on your point. We agree to disagree. I still love you.
I agree with you, Mrs. Jack. Yeah, let's go get some food. I still love you. Thank you, Mrs. Jack. As always, we appreciate you for coming in and sharing your wisdom. You can stay right there. We're going to jump right over into Reggie. Let me unmute his mic. And we're going to mic up because I hear a little bit of feedback.
So it was just a little bit. So I'll go on mute. Hello, Reggie. Welcome.
Hey, Reggie.
Good morning, listening audience. Hi, panel, DJ Kitty, Miss Morningstar, Mrs. Jack. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Great.
Another good day. Another good day to wake up.
Exactly. Another beautiful day. So I see there's some spicy, we got some spice. Is this the Spice Girls reunion?
A little spice in there. You know, you have a panel full of Capricorns, right?
Oh, okay.
That's what you got.
Okay.
So that's what we talking. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's
I like
1,
it.
2, and 3. Yes, a
like
panel
it.
full of Capricorns.
I like it. Strong queens. I like it. I like it.
That's
The
good.
good in the end. What's going on with you today, Reggie?
Well, one thing that I'd just like to contribute to the conversation, I think that, so much of relationships is about, and just life in general is about perspective. And the one thing that I've learned in all the years that I've, been alive is that it's always best to value the person more than the problem. Yeah. Because a lot of times we can allow the problem to divide us and to separate us and to come between us. But when I think we take the perspective of, listen, this is not me against you, but this is us against the problem. Mm-hmm. So that we don't hurt each other in the process of working through the problem and then create more problems. But you and I can come together and figure out how to deal with that problem. And then we only have that one problem to deal with, as opposed to creating more problems in the process of dealing with it by attacking and hurting each other.
That's true.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a perfect way to put it, Reggie. We got to learn to lean on each other. And it's hard enough out here. It's hard,
Absolutely.
So your spouse should be your comfort zone. And if you guys are butting heads, sit back and figure out why. Just figure it out.
And work it out.
Work it out.
If you leave without a resolution, you know how they used to say it was taboo to text somebody and say, I need to talk to you when you get home. Like, what is the problem? I'm nervous. Now I'm worried. Don't leave the situation unfixed or untalked about. Mm-hmm. Just work it out as you go.
I agree.
Absolutely. And sometimes, like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Sometimes it may take a few days. Sometimes it may take a talk and then let's just take a break because we need to just kind of process what's been said and come back to it. But listen, if I'm valuing you, if I'm valuing my person more than the problem, then I'm going to be vigilant in how I go through that process because I'm going to be careful not to hurt them with my words, with my tone. And I'm going to understand that, hey, once this problem has come and gone, I'm still this is still my person. So again, it's about continuing to choose that person no matter what comes, in your whatever it is that you're facing. Continue to choose that person.
I love it. I love to continue to choose that person.
Mm-hmm. I like that quote.
Me too.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna keep choosing him.
31 years in, you ain't got no other choice.
Hold on, everybody talking at the same time. Hold on. What we say?
I say you 31 years in, you ain't got no other choice.
Girl, where am I going? Nowhere. To bed in a couple hours.
With him.
Hello. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar. What were you saying, sweetheart?
I just chimed in. I said I'm gonna go ahead and keep him. That's it.
Yeah, go ahead and keep him. I don't. He's trained now, and so am I. We've trained each other.
Right. You think I want to spend this much time training somebody new? No. Getting to learn somebody new? No.
Go ahead, go on, Reggie. What wisdom? What are you hitting us with tonight? What value? Because it's always something new. So
sure.
What we have tonight, Mr. Jack, go ahead and go on mute. Let's go on mute together. So because the feedback is hitting. Go ahead, Reggie.
Sure. Thank you. First of all, just always remember that it's always about. And I'm going to segue to something else after this, but the first relationship that we all have is the relationship with ourselves. So it's always important to work on ourselves and to see where we are in our own process in terms of bettering and maturing and, and becoming all that we can be. And then to also understand that everything else is literally a mirror reflection of how we experience our relationship with ourselves. That's super important. because a lot of times we're so quick to kind of look at the other person, but then you have to look at, hey, am I healing? Have I done all the work that I need to do? And again, I think that goes to Ms. Jack's point with respect to taking responsibility. The wisdom nugget that I'd like to drop today is that everything is built on a foundation of words. Everything that you see in the real world, in the physical world, is built on a foundation of words. If you look at a building, basically architectural plans or mathematical instructions for how to build that building. So the words existed first before the building could exist. Even clothing designs, they're drawn out. The art designs for clothes are basically, again, mathematical instructions for how to create those designs. Words first, and then the physical take on the physical form. Even you and I were at one point a conversation between our mothers and fathers. Somebody said, hey, my name is Jack. What is your name? And then that conversation ensued. And then what happened after that was a relationship. And then what happened as a result of those words in that relationship and that conversation is that you and I came along. So understanding the power of words, I think that there is a quote that says that words or that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So understand that we wield great power with our words. And I'd just like to give you an example of that. And there's one thing that I kind of inject, and that is that don't ask, order. Because when you ask, you do so from the position that someone else holds the power to grant whatever it is that you're requesting. When you order, then you do so from the position that you have the ability and the power to set into motion the set of events to bring you into the experience that you desire. And here's an example. And this is how I give kind of a scenario of how the universe works. When you go into a restaurant, what does the waitress ask? Does she typically say, may I take your ask, or the waiter, or may I take your order?
Definitely order.
Exactly. And so you say your order, and then she writes down your words. And then she takes your words back to the kitchen to the cook, and he reads your words. And based on what you said, he begins to prepare the words that you spoke. Now, when you spoke those words, there's nothing on the table in front of you. But you speak some words, those words are written down there, and then the cook goes into motion, begins to prepare that. And then eventually what happens is that after a time, your words literally take on physical form, and they are presented to you. They are delivered to you for you to experience. Look at the power that you have. Look at the power that you have. You can literally speak your experiences, and we do all the time. We speak our experiences into existence. And so be vigilant with your words. Be sure that the things that you say align with the things that you desire to experience. Don't say things that are basically counterproductive to what you desire to experience in your own day-to-day. But then, understand that we have the ability to order and not to ask.
I love that. Go ahead, Ms. Jack. Every time, it's always a nugget.
Is that like speaking it into existence? Because we always say there's power in words. And don't talk negative on yourself. Don't count yourself out. Say I will get that job, and saying instead of saying like I might not get it. Don't speak negatively.
Absolutely.
Speak into what you want to have. So you speak.
And you know what? And to your point, another because I know that we're in this manifesting idea of manifesting. I don't subscribe to the idea of manifesting, because Everything that we desire is already here. It's already been provided. Everything that you desire, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, they that dwell there, everything that we desire is already provided. So why would your child be on their knees and praying to you, Mom, can I please have a sandwich? You like, what are you doing? Get up and just go to the refrigerator and get the food. So a lot of times we're asking for things and we're trying to manifest things that have already been given to us. So understand that all we have to do now is to go out and to possess what's already been provided. Order, don't ask.
So it sounds like putting some actions behind those words. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar. Go ahead.
I was just saying, order, don't ask. And I'm thinking of a t-shirt, Miss Jack. Order, don't ask.
Let's go.
Order, don't
Let's
ask.
go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because
let's go.
That to me is, yes, it's giving you the definition of what we need to be doing in this climate at this moment.
Absolutely.
We need to be putting in our orders and doing what we need to do, especially within this community for each other. We don't need to ask them anymore to help us. We don't need to ask them to, if we can. No, we can, because we've always had the power and the capacity and the manpower and the strength to do it. So Reggie, you always do it for me, brother. Thank you.
And I'd just like to add one other clarification. Do you know what the difference is between asking and ordering? It's knowledge. And what is knowledge? Knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. So if you know that everything has already been provided and all you're doing is going out to possess it because it's already here for you, then there's a different level of confidence that you feel then when you speak those words. When you go into a restaurant, you're not like, I wonder if they're going to bring the food. There's a knowledge, there's a knowing that, hey, I know when I speak that what I say will be prepared and delivered to me so that I can experience my words. Don't ask, order.
Love it. Love it. So we aren't asking. We are ordering and we are taking what is rightfully ours.
Absolutely.
That is why we are in our plugs. That is why we are here. That is why we are growing. That is why we are connecting. And it's like all of the dots are connecting. I'm looking at my sisters. I'm looking at my brothers. I'm looking at the chat. I'm feeling the universe tell us it's our time.
Absolutely.
We don't have a choice but to stand up and take our place in history because it's our time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just know your power and use it. That's all. When you order in a restaurant, you're not rude. You're like, go get, you don't raise because there's a knowing, there's a knowledge, and that knowledge is power in and of itself to move literally that person from your table to the kitchen and to move that cook from whatever's on that grill to put whatever you said on the grill to bring that back into your experience. That is how the universe works. That is the inherent power that we've all been designed and determined and purpose for. Let's just use it. Let's go out and get what's ours because it's already here for us.
I agree with that 1,000%. Like Mrs. Jack's husband said, 1,000%.
1,000%.
I agree with that because, that's why the universe brought us here and he brought us all together. If you think about it, we were all strangers this time last year.
We were.
We didn't know each other. This time last year, we were strangers to each other. Well, wait, hold on. No. This time last year, we were strangers.
To some of us. Some of us did know each other.
I didn't know y'all yet.
Me and Kitty knew each other this time last year. But the community of people that we have now, the people in the chat, the people, the listeners that are listening in this morning, like we are all connected some sort of way. You guys come on in the morning, you listen to our show. And we haven't seen each other physically in the face-to-face, but some of us. However, we find a sense of connection because we're like he said, we're not asking, we're putting in our order what we want, what our desires are, and they align. And that to me is what's so powerful in our plugs. If you haven't joined our plugs yet, listeners, go to www.ourplugs.com and go ahead and register, become a member. Become a member. If you have a business, go ahead and put your business in there. Connect with us. You know, it is nothing like having a community. I've never been part of a community of this caliber. And it really has made a change in my life and a change in so many other people's lives, I believe. So it's no better time than now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I was speaking with Miss Morningstar earlier, we all go through our own shares of trials and tribulations. And I know firsthand how imperative and important my family, my Our Plugs family, my sisters on this panel, my brothers who I know have my back outside of my family. Don't get me wrong. I have my family, of course, but going through something and it's brand new and you have no idea how to navigate, having this connection basically has helped me so much. I can't even explain it. And unless you're there, and we all will get there in our own due time, where we will need each other, as especially as Black people, to lean on. We are living in a country that, let's face it, they don't care about us. It is up to us to care about each other. It's up to me to make sure that I'm my sister's keeper. I'm checking in. I'm sending out the text message. I'm noticing that, hey, what's going on? I can hear it in your voice. Even if nothing is going on, just knowing that I have a connection outside of my day to day helps me to continue to move forward. It really and truly does. That's the one thing that I love most about what we're doing right now is we are connecting, and not only connecting for ourselves, but we're giving our legacy an opportunity. That's what's most important. When you realize that you have more days behind you than you do in front of you, and you want to make sure that those that are coming up behind you, they actually have something else to look forward to outside of this society, it helps. Joining Our Plugs is a community of people who all we want to do is grow and stay connected and help each other to get to the next level. It's that simple. That simple, folks. Join Our Plugs. Were you saying something, Mrs. Jack? She's on mute. There
I
she
forgot I was muted.
goes. You were talking in the abyss.
I know. I was saying, like, I was agreeing with what you said about, sending messages and checking in with people and just being happy that, we met each other. I remember telling you guys the story of my mental health counselor telling me that, hey, you need to go meet new friends. And I was like, not the way she wanted me to do it. But then the universe brought me to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, this is what I needed. I knew this was what I needed. I have friends, but I needed this as well. Like you said, I sit here, my husband is gone most of the day. This is what I fill my day with. And then I have my business. So everything just came together, and I love y'all so much.
It's the synergy. We love you too, sis. We love you too. And we make it fun, we make it fun. There she goes. She's trying to get, I don't know if you don't have an iPhone. You do have an iPhone. I don't know what's wrong with your phone. I don't know. And you're back
On
on
my laptop.
Oh, you're on your laptop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why your laptop won't bring the hearts. Now, if you're listening to WKRA, we are on YouTube, and so we see each other. We give each other hearts, and they show up sometimes when they want to. But so Mrs. Jack is fighting because she doesn't get to see her hearts because she is on her laptop. Sorry. Anywho, you are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. We take pride every day and bringing you guys the best. We try and get like-minded individuals to come on the show and speak. Just talk about what's going on with you. So if you're out there listening and you have an association, an organization, and you'd like to join us, please do so. Please reach out to myself or Miss Morningstar and let us know. Let us know who you are. You can find us at ourplugs.com. You can send us an email after you create your general user account, and then we can bring you on the show so we can talk about your organization. I know there's so much going on. There's so much going on. Come on the show and let's hear your version. Let's hear from you. Raven has given us an opportunity of a lifetime, and that is to get out here and meet new people. And we met Reggie, and Reggie has not disappointed not one time. Reggie, go ahead and come off mute. I know that you have some things, some people lined up, and we are truly excited to see what's coming next.
Yeah, I do. I have some exciting guests, and actually, I need to talk to you guys backstage about how to get them connected. Yeah, but I do. I've reached out to uh, one of my friends who is an ABC commentator for the Veterans Voice. He was a high-ranking official in the armed forces, and he actually appears on ABC regularly, especially of recent because of all of the things that are going on in Ukraine and all of the kind of challenges that we're having as a country as it relates to other countries and conflicts and stuff. So he's interested in coming aboard, and there's some others that you already know about, but there's some that you don't know about. That I've been a busy bee.
I love it. I love
Absolutely.
it. We are definitely looking forward to the people you send our way. And you know us, it's all about community for us. Myself and my sister, I tend to speak, quite a bit, but myself and my sister, we are in it for the long haul, and it's all about making this connection. And I'm just satisfied. I'm happy. Miss Morningstar, you want to chime in here?
And I want people to understand too, yes, we do live in another state, but that means nothing. Everybody on this panel lives in a different state, but we're connected. We're connected. I mean, we all live in different states. And it doesn't matter, East Coast, West Coast, Mountain Time, East, whatever your time zone is, whatever you are, we are a community. This is the whole new version of, Black Wall Street. So, and if you don't know what Black Wall Street is, go ahead and do your homework. Come back to us and tell us about it. Get on YouTube. Go to YouTube Live. It's Our Plugs LLC. You have to type in the LLC and pull us up so you can connect the faces. I know you guys are listening. You want to connect the faces. Come on. We want you. We welcome you, your family. Come on to our house.
Exactly. And all I can say is thank you. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Jack, coming on this morning and sharing your knowledge on relationships, because we all need that sort of knowledge. Thank you so much, sis.
You are so welcome. Y'all know I'm always here. If you have questions, don't get in arguments for no reason. And sometimes it's okay to just let it go and say, you know what, you're right. That saves a lot.
Exactly. And Reggie, thank you so much once again, as usual, for coming on and sharing with us your knowledge. Thank you.
Absolutely. More than happy to do it. More than happy to be here. Thank you.
We will see them both back next Wednesday and with a new topic, of course. Miss Morningstar, any last words before we close out the show?
No last words besides everybody have a great Wednesday. It is hump day.
You are listening to WKRA 92.7 The Change. This is Our Plugs, the community connection. Stay blessed, stay safe, and we will see you again tomorrow. Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty.